Hi. Those of you who've been following along with this theme will know that this one has been a bit of a challenge for me. The breathe theme was particularly around me, I guess, developing some patience in that space between sowing an idea and reaping the rewards. And my natural personality, I guess, is to have multiple projects on the go, often quite different, to fill that space. And then what's happened is that they all tend to come together in a perfect storm at the end, and I'm scrambling for a few weeks while I bring everything back into control. So I decided that, maybe being patient and allowing one idea or project to percolate in its own time and effort might actually do me some good down at the other end of the, when the circle starts to complete. So what I've been doing in the space has been craft work, and I have completed 2 more cowl scarves for my sister and my niece. I crocheted a very, very long, quite ugly scarf that I have no idea what I'm going to do with. And then I started braiding, and I have braided and braided and braided. Now that filled up the time, but it didn't actually do anything to help me cope. And when I started to feel, a little unmotivated, the motivation started to extend, or the lack of motivation started to extend into other areas. In the last week, I've been to gym once, which isn't really like me at all. I haven't felt like reading. I guess, it's no big deal that I don't like shopping, but even just going to do those sorts of things, I've just gone, you know what? This is actually starting to change how I do and who I am across the board. And that would be fine if it was actually a positive change, but I don't feel it is. So when I found myself this morning looking for my diary to see how many days were left in this theme, I realised that I needed to change things up a little bit. So the first thing I decided was I was going to do a post, and that was going to be a video post. And then secondly, I was actually going to do some activity towards a project that I have been letting sit on the back burner. Now, this project I had started on, and it's needed some space, I guess, to percolate. So from that point of view, I figure I've been successful. However, it's now, that stage is actually sitting with somebody else. And that's okay. They've got their time frame. I've given them that, and they're still working towards that. They haven't overextended the time frame. However, for me, I felt, okay, I guess for me, I'm sort of like hedging my bets a little bit. I decided that while I wouldn't start a new project, because I committed that I wouldn't do that, I could start to think about the next stage after the project comes back to me. So I spent some time today brainstorming, doing some mind mapping towards that, and we'll be working on the next couple of days, probably the next 5 days, to keep me occupied on the actions to take me forward after that. I feel much better. You can see I'm actually in my gym clothes. I actually think I might go. Whether I do anything's another thing, but I'm actually thinking of showing up and walking through the door. So that's more than I felt like in the last week. So I'd be really interested to hear any feedback, how other people see how, some changes can affect other areas of their life that they hadn't expected, and what they've done when those changes haven't been positive. Because I think we really focus all the time on really, really good stuff. And then what do we do when it doesn't go according to plan? Do we keep on because the time frame said so, or do we tweak along the way? I think the 30-day reflection will be a really interesting one for this one. I'm trying not to think it through beforehand because I'm still sitting in it. I don't want to start, jumping to the end, because that wouldn't be honouring the space. So I guess, the next few days are going to be interesting for me, and hopefully they will keep me occupied, calm and motivated. See you soon.